So next up, we have Chris Frolic, and his talk is Untitled, Unscripted, and Uncensored. So can we unmute and give him a round of applause, a Mexican wave?
Hey, Chris.
Go, Chris.
Yes. Thank you.
Over to you, Chris.
Okay, so I have to, Tootie, we've become good friends. I really enjoyed your talk. But yeah, I'm just sitting here ready to explode. And, and I find one of my techniques of dealing with my anxiety is to speak it into the room. Those of you that know me have seen me do it many times. I feel better already. So, but I had to say it. My title, or sorry, the title of the talk is Untitled, whatever it was, because I don't plan my talks. And even Tootie, as you were speaking, I was inspired to where I'm going to go with this time. So I want to share a metaphor that I use quite a bit. I call it the gunslinger. And the gunslinger involves three feelings for me. I think of the power of what a gunslinger putting on the gun belt might feel like, a belief in yourself that you are the best. Because what happens to a gunslinger when they're not the best? You can imagine. And then finally, terror, feeling of terror. And I check in with myself quite a bit with this feeling of the gunslinger, power, a belief that I'm the best, in my case at being me, and of terror. And right now I'm feeling terror. So, okay, so I've checked in. So that's real. And now I'm going to do, I call it my magic trick, but I'm going to put on my gun belt, like right now. So you're going to watch this. So I have a standing desk. I'm going to change my energy. I'm going to change my state. I have a spotlight. I've turned it on. I'm feeling powerful. This is not unlike in past life I've had many years traveling the world as one of the biggest selling DJs. I know what it's like to be on the stage. I know what it's like to turn on the light. I know what it's like to feel powerful. I know what it's like to believe in myself that I am the best. And I know what it's like to feel terror. It's the gunslinger right here, right now. What else am I going to, thank you, Tootie. What else am I going to spend this time talking about? Well, yesterday was my birthday. And I spent that day reflecting and had a lot of gratitude on that day. And I realized this has actually been one of the best years of my life. And it's like, what a thing to say in the year 2020 when there's a shit show happening outside my window. And yet I can stand here and tell you this has been one of the best years of my life. And I feel it's really important to share that and speak it. And it's important for people like us to just charge forward and do these things and be powerful and embrace the terror and embrace that belief that you are the best, because someone has to do that. And I was able to share that story with my kids at dinner yesterday during our home dinner. Normally I'd be at a restaurant. And normally, so going out to the restaurant was taken away from me by COVID, and I spent the day reflecting instead. And one of the things I got a lot out of the day was just gratitude. And I want to speak a bit more about that. So there's a box on my desk. I'm going to talk about this box now. This was a gift from my wife, Robin, last Christmas. She commissioned an artist to create this box for me. It's got a beautiful picture here on the front of a canoe trip. And this is a metaphor of my life. Going around the bend is the unknown. And it's a beautiful trip. And this is a metaphor for my life. What's in the box is even more interesting. In 2019, I decided to do an experiment called the Year of Gratitude. And basically the plan was every day I was going to sit at my computer, set a Word document I had, and write some things that I felt grateful for in that moment. And I was going to do this every single day. So I started on January 1st. And at first it was the big stuff. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the house that I live in, for the life I have. As I spent more and more time adding to this list, and as the list grew, the things I became grateful for got smaller and smaller and smaller. They became just moments in my day. Sitting in the backyard with my friend, watching dragonflies dance along my swimming pool. That my son came home from school and he had a great day at school. Conversations I had with people, things I did. As the year went on, the list got bigger and bigger and bigger. And page after page after page after page, I ended 2019 with over 700 items on my list of gratitude. How can you be unhappy when you have a list in front of you of over 700 things that you're grateful for? And everything on that list would spark a memory. And I would just scan through it. And the reason I think about dragonflies is because it was on my list. It wasn't just a forgotten incident. I was talking to a friend of mine during the year, and this idea popped in my head to search for her name on my list. And I was able to tell her, well, actually, you're on my list 9 times. And then I read back to her some of these items that were on my list. Conversations we had, how grateful I was that she was in my life. And all of a sudden my list was reflecting like a mirror back out towards the world, because now my friend was very touched at this gratitude that I had towards her. And just this power of this list. So I concluded 2019 with over 700 items on this list. And it made feeling gratitude just an automatic thing in my life. And then my wife surprised me with this box, which she commissioned an artist to create. Robin printed my list and cut it into tiny little pieces and put it in this box of gratitude. So I literally have hundreds and hundreds of memories of what my gratitude is. And most of the time this sits on my desk like this. It is overflowing. I have a box of gratitude that is overflowing. And it was a very thoughtful gift, and it just grounds me all the time. I'm just going to read a couple items that just randomly fell out. The car is parked safe in the garage during freezing rain. I made my mom laugh with the memory of lighting fireworks on the street. My book arrived, this is my memoir that was published last year, with Sandra and Akiko on the Zoom, and I was able to show them it right away. Literally, the delivery man arrived with my first sample books while I was talking with my friends. I was able to open this box in front of them and show it to them, and that became a list on my gratitude. Beautiful. This speaks to Tootie's white space, and everyone who knows me knows this is how I live my life. I'll just read it. Today is a quiet day. We have no plans at all. That's it. That's the life I live. And I wanted to share that exercise with everybody. So thank you.
So beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And are we going to give him a round of applause? Or Rex and wave or holler and come after you?
Woohoo, Chris!
Love it. Is there anyone in the room wanting to give Chris any of their thoughts, insights, takeaways, or have a question for him? Okay.
Maybe I'll do what Tootie suggested, and because I know it's easier for everyone, share in the chat what was a takeaway from what I just spoke about. I think that would be helpful. Thank you.
Ellie?
Tracy asks, have I continued my practice since last year? I stopped the daily practice, but it's just with me all the time. So it's just become how I live. So it was 1 year of committed every day, and now it's just how I live. Thanks, Tracy.
I have a thought
Sarah.
for the group. Why don't we all put what we're grateful for today in the chat? I think that's so incredibly wonderful. And Chris, it's inspiring. It makes me think of all the things I'm grateful for. Thank you for sharing.
My pleasure. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah, great idea. Great idea. Oh, they're coming in thick and fast now. Definitely tell you that I'm really, really grateful to have met you guys and share this space with you and everyone that's come to watch.